Alright, PaniK and Mai. We're having a Duelist Kingdom rematch. Maybe Mai can get some revenge here. She did also play PaniK in the Duelist Kingdom Cup a few months ago as well that I produced for the channel. And PaniK and Mai, generally they produce pretty good duels, so we should see a good match here as well. Alright, lobby is set. Alright, rock, paper, scissors is won by Mai, and she has elected to go first. So out of them both, I would probably pick Mai, but after all, Mokuba did get the win against her. Mokuba almost beat PaniK as well. It's really anyone's match in any game. I think that's what makes these duels so good, is that all of the decks are so even. You get these upset wins every now and then, and you could put any two of the duelists together and either duelist has the chance to win. Alright, Yummy. Mai did go down with a face down monster and a face down spell or trap. And PaniK plays Big Eye, which will allow him to look at the top 5 cards of his deck and then place them in any order that he wants, which is a good card to start off with because you can set up your strategy. Alright, Mai with another face down spell or trap. And Reaper of the Cards is drawn from PaniK. He can flip up Big Eye and activate its effect. Ooh, there's Dark Hole and Trap Hole. That's not a bad combination of cards there for PaniK. Having Dark Hole and Trap Hole drawing next. He's also got Mask of Darkness there. That can get a trap card back from the graveyard as well. So if he uses Trap Hole, he could potentially get it back and activate its effect again. And because of my shortage of monsters, she doesn't want her monsters in the graveyard. Anyway, Reaper of the Cards has been summoned. That'll be 2,430 defense when it's flipped up with the effect of Yummy and Yellow Luster Shield. Oh, Mystical Space Typhoon from Mai, and she's elected to get rid of Yami. Remember, Yami does attack as well. Yellow Luster Shield only does defense, and PaniK won't be able to win this duel by just defending alone. Alright, there's Dark Hole. And there's Hyro's Shadow Scout as well. That could get rid of some of Mai's magic cards with that flip effect. Mai now, 4 cards in her hand. And she's content to just sit and wait. Alright, there's Trap Hole. So whatever monster she summons next, if it's face up, Trap Hole will activate. There's Hyro's Shadow Scout and Dianketo, Cyber Shield and Harpy Girl. So Dianketo and Cyber Shield will both go to the graveyard. That's a very dangerous effect, Hyro's Shadow Scout. You could potentially get, in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you flip that up and you get an enemy's Monster Reborn or their Fissure or their Dark Hole to the graveyard, that potentially turns the duel around and gives you a massive advantage. Maya's activated Mountain in the meantime, and she's just played Harpy Girl. So it's only a 700 attack, and remember, Trap Hole activates with 1,000 or more attack, so that's why it's not being prompted to activate for Harpy Girl. Hyro's Shadow Scout is destroyed. PaniK loses 50 life points, and after turn 9, they're both still pretty much full on life points. They're both trying to set up their fields. PaniK now with Versago the Destroyer. That can be used as a fusion substitute. Now Versago the Destroyer is summoned. It will be able to destroy Harpy Girl and inflict 400 points of damage. Methodical opening play from both players, though no one really has the big advantage yet. PaniK does have Dark Hole in his hand. Oh, there's a Dispel. That's going to get rid of Yellow Luster Shield. So PaniK's Yami and Yellow Luster Shield now both destroyed. And that will be all of his ability to raise his attack points. There's Dark Chimera with its 1610 and 1460. Visaga the Destroyer is tributed, and Maya's face down will likely be destroyed. She doesn't have any defensive cards. And Enchanted Javelin is flipped up from the attack. Maya will gain 1610 life points, putting her up to 9210, which is... Oh, and it's a Sangan. Maya will be able to draw a Harpy Lady from her deck. That's why those Sangans were put in, for functionality. If anything, Witch of the Black Forest probably suits Maya's deck a little bit better than a Sangan, but they both have the same effect. Now that I think about it, Witch of the Black Forest would suit Maya a bit better. Just pretend Sangans are Witch of the Black Forest. Okay, Maya's activated Dark Hole now, and swept the field, and out comes a Harpy Lady. Now, PaniK does have a Trap Hole, so he will be able to defend that. And lucky for him, because there's probably a few equip cards in Maya's hand by now. One of the cards in her hand is Monster Reborn, and she'll be able to pull back that Harpy Lady that was just destroyed. PaniK's field is now empty. He does have a Dark Hole, so he will be able to destroy Harpy Lady. Oh, Elegant Egotist. Good card. Harpy Lady Sisters come out there, 1950. They'll get to 2150 from the effect of Mountain. And Malevolent Nuzzler as well. 2850 now for Harpy Lady Sisters. And how much is this going to be? 4350 all up that PaniK's going to take. He's going to be down to 3600? Yeah, 3600 life points for PaniK now. My massive life point lead. There's Frenzied Panda. Now, Dark Hole, you have to play it, otherwise PaniK's going to lose. Now, what does he go for here? Does he go for Frenzied Panda and attack, or does he go for Mask of Darkness's flip effect to get back Trap Hole? Okay, he's gone for Frenzied Panda. Maya's only got one card in her hand. And PaniK really needs to get a move on with attack, otherwise he's going to lose. Oh, and it's a Widespread Ruin that Maya had face down. Frenzied Panda is now destroyed. PaniK really in trouble here. He's only got Mask of Darkness in his hand. Maya, only two cards in her hand though. Can she do anything? Oh, another Harpy Lady. And a face down spell or trap. It's going to be another 1500 points off PaniK. He's down to 2100. And he's in big strife here. He's going to need something. And he's going to need something very quick. There's Job Change Mirror. Mask of Darkness. That's a good choice because that can get back a Trap Hole. Job Change Mirror as well with Castle Walls. Job Change Mirror would actually be able to hold off for a turn as well, unless Maya powers up the Harpy Lady. There's another face down spell or trap. Maya now with no cards in her hand, so she's only going to be able to play one card at a time. Almost a Forbidden Memories-esque style. There's Trap Hole back for PaniK. And Maya would have seen that as well. So she would know that PaniK is likely to play Trap Hole on the field. Ooh, Metal Guardian. That's a 2150. There's Job Change Mirror, and Maya will have to play Castle Walls. So Maya is going to definitely know that a Trap Hole is likely been placed on the field. Maya now to the battle phase. And Job Change Mirror is under attack. PaniK's being prompted to activate that Castle Walls, but remember you have to activate Castle Walls when your monster is flipped up. If you activate Castle Walls prematurely, you can't take it back and you'll have to add it to the Harpy Lady. Anyway, Job Change Mirror deflects the attack. It's 1800 points of defense. That does 300 life points off of Mai, but she's still at 8,910, so she's not going anywhere anytime soon. Alright, Metal Guardian is now being called onto the field in exchange for Job Change Mirror. That's a 2150 defense. Oh, Shadow of Eyes. That will flip Metal Guardian to face-up attack, and at 1150, that was PaniK's only defense. Jeez, Mai has had all the cards she needed at the right time during this duel. Shadow of Eyes as well. What a trap. And down goes another Harpy Girl as well. Mai, she won't be able to knock out PaniK's life points this turn. But she is very close. She'd probably be able to do it in another... Well, actually, if that's the only two monsters Mai has, she may have to wait another 2 turns to actually be able to knock out PaniK's life points. Okay, Dooku Roizo, the Grim Reaper, is drawn. Nope, bumped my microphone. Alright, face down spell or trap from Mai, and it looks like she's only got these 2 monsters. So PaniK will get another turn in, but I do believe he has already played his Dark Hole. He would have to... In fact, I don't think there's anything PaniK can actually draw here to save him. And 3-headed Yugioh. If Mountain wasn't on the field, 3-headed Yugioh would actually protect PaniK's life points for a turn. Okay, PaniK's played in attack mode and he's decided to wipe out Harpy Girl for... Actually, PaniK's got 350 life points. Harpy Lady, unless it gets powered up or Mai draws another monster to play... Oh, Elegant Egotist. I was going to say, PaniK will actually survive the attack. He'll have 50 life points and he could have drawn another card, but not with Elegant Egotist. Oh, and that's what was in Mai's hand as well, Harpy Lady Sisters. But now that will do it. Trap Hole won't work. The monster has to be normal summoned or flip summoned. Doesn't work for special summon. 3-headed Yugioh is destroyed. And Mai picks up the first win in this best of 3. So PaniK will have to win 2 in a row to pick up his season point in this match, which is very difficult against a duelist like Mai. Let's flip over to Mai's perspective now, and we'll watch the match from her hand. As we await for PaniK to enter the lobby. Okay, here we go. Match 2 of 3 if needed. If Mai wins this, she'll pick up the season point. PaniK needs to win this one to stay in the race for picking up the season point. And PaniK... There was a lot of controversy over his last duel with Mokuba. That was a great match though. It was such a shame that the game crashed. Okay, PaniK starts off with Frenzied Panda and Yummy. Mai, however, not able to summon anything. Oh, what a clutch draw. So Mai started off playing Yugioh and then was attacked by Frenzied Panda and is down to 7,800 points, and now Mai is going to have a Harpy Lady at, if my count is correct, 2,700 attack points. And that was an absolute clutch draw. There's 3 of them in a deck, but that's still a card deck of which would have been 37 cards at the start of the turn, and she's managed to pull a Harpy Lady. And PaniK now, I would assume, is starting to panic. He didn't flip up that face down that he has on the field, so he obviously, it wasn't a trap. It wasn't a trap hole. PaniK with a face down defense, and oh, there's another equip card. That's going to put Harpy Lady to 3,000. Harpy Lady now is the same amount of attack as a Blue Eyes White Dragon. There's Big Eye again. PaniK drew that early in the last game as well. PaniK will be able to reorganize the top 5 cards of his deck, so if he has a Dark Hole or a Fissure, we'll be seeing that next turn. Alright, and there is... And over in the background, as you see a face down defense monster come down, over in the background, I don't think it went through the microphone, but I did hear PaniK let out a scream, so he obviously didn't have good cards on the top of his deck. Because if he did, that Harpy Lady would be destroyed. If he had a Fissure or a Dark Hole or anything like that, that card, because that card that was played down was the first one that come to his hand, and it was a Sangan, so I don't think PaniK has anything. Which is a shame, because it looks like that Maya is going to absolutely slaughter PaniK in this match, unless PaniK can pull something out of nowhere. Mind you, he is still defending himself though. Maya's not doing any life point damage despite having that massive attack. Alright, there's Harpy Girl. Why is she thinking about if she's going to summon her? And she does. I mean, with a 3,000 attack, it's almost not worth PaniK putting something in attack mode to attack Harpy Girl. Alright, Harpy Girl does 500 points of damage. If Mai has to do this, knocking everything out with Harpy Lady and then attacking with Harpy Girl, this is going to be a long match. Alright, PaniK, another draw, and judging by that echoing scream that I heard earlier, I will assume that PaniK doesn't have anything. It's not looking good. He's only throwing down defenses. And if he had a good card to put at the top of his deck, Big Eye would have done it, which means PaniK basically has nothing for 5 turns. Castle of Dark Illusions is destroyed. Mine now also has a Dark Hole, so even if PaniK does get an advantage back, those monsters aren't going to stay on the field. So it looks like Mai's completely got him trapped here. There's a 3-headed Yugioh. We saw that destroy Harpy Girl in the last duel as well, along with Dark Energy. I mean, you could ask, you know, why is PaniK doing that, but if he's got nothing else to play, he might as well at least try and put up some sort of fight. He's destroyed Harpy Girl and he inflicted 1,200 points of damage. He's going to take 1,300 points of damage. And there's a Sangan for Mai. Literally, just pretend it's a Witch of the Black Forest. Witch of the Black Forest would actually suit Mai's deck. I only just thought of that then. The Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest would serve the same purpose for a deck. Alright, Sangan or make-believe Witch of the Black Forest attacks. Okay, face down defense for PaniK, and he's not doing well in this match. Oh, there's a Cyber Shield as well. Oh, is that is that necessary? Okay, Harpy Lady now with 3,500. It's like bloody Duelist of the Roses. Did anyone ever play Duelist of the Roses? When you played against Mai in Duelist of the Roses, that's what she did. She would get her Harpy Lady and her Harpy Lady sisters to like 3,000 to 4,000 attack. If they were left on the field for like, I kid you not, 3 turns in that game, Mai would have like 3 monsters all over 3,000 and she would just absolutely beat the hell out of you. I mean, you could run all you want. For those who have never played Duelists of the Roses, it was a game that wasn't structured like traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! You had like a, I can't remember exactly, I think the field was 8 by 8. So it was like a big chessboard, and you basically move your cards around spot by spot. It's actually a very cool concept for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like, you have a deck leader, and to do direct attacks you have to attack the deck leader. And like, you still take life point damage the same way you would, but like, if you've got an enemy who's coming to attack you, you can actually move your cards back and they have to sort of like chase you around the board for them to be able to attack you. It's an interesting concept. Anyway, Maya has absolutely obliterated PaniK, and she will pick up the season point. Let's pull up the season mode, our season mode bracket, so we can have a look at who's playing next. I just gotta go through my files to put it up on my monitor. And 3, 2, 1, there we go. Okay, next we have Weevil and Mako. So both of them have lost their first few matches. I heard Jason Breslin call that out. That's when I noticed it as well. So thanks for that, my man JP. Weevil and Mako, one of them will get their first win. There's also Bones and Tristan coming up, which that'll be, yeah. Oh, then again, some of the most uninteresting duelists have had some of the best matches. For example, PaniK and Mokuba. Kyber and Pegasus, that could be a good match. Although Toon Deck, Paradox and Bakura are playing against each other. Joey and Taya, that's a rematch of the Duelist Kingdom Cup that I played earlier on the channel. And then Bandit Keith and Mokuba. That'll be interesting, because Bandit Keith hits very hard and Mokuba usually does not. Well, that's round 4. I am now going to go and start getting Battle City produced. It is Seeker against Rex in this one, and ooh, that's a tough one because Seeker very, very tough to beat, but Rex, you never know. Maybe his dinos will have enough power straight out the bat to be able to get through. Anyway, I'm going to head off and get that produced. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Leave your comments. I'll respond to them as quickly as I can. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, keep well, farewell.